Chapter 1. The Call in the Dust.
In the quiet plains outside the small town of Kavora, there lived a farmer named Daniel.
His land was not the largest, nor the richest.
The soil was sandy in places, stubborn in others. But Daniel carried something stronger than fertile ground. He carried faith.
From the time he was a boy, Daniel believed that God had called him not just to farm, but to steward the land wisely. While other children dreamed of city lights, Daniel listened to sermons about diligence and stewardship.
He would kneel in the fields at sunrise and whisper, "Lord, teach me how to grow what you have planted."
When his father passed the small farm to him, many doubted Daniel's chances. The rains had become unpredictable.
The markets were unstable.
Modern farming required knowledge few in the village possessed.
But Daniel did not rely on hope alone. He began studying agriculture day and night.
He read every book he could find about soil science, crop rotation, pest management, and water conservation. He attended agricultural workshops miles away.
He spoke with professors, researchers, and experienced farmers. He asked questions no one else bothered to ask. Why does this crop fail here?
How can we store water?
What seeds survive heat? He prayed before every decision, but he also researched before every action.
Faith did not replace work, it fueled it.
And so, while others slept, Daniel studied. While others complained about weather, Daniel tested soil samples. While others waited for miracles, Daniel prepared for them.
Chapter 2. Seeds of Knowledge. Daniel realized early that tradition alone would not sustain the future.
He began experimenting with crop rotation, planting legumes after grains to restore nitrogen to the soil. He invested in improved seed varieties known for drought resistance. People laughed at his book Farming, but Daniel remembered a proverb, "Wisdom is better than strength."
He built small testing plots on his land.
One plot used traditional methods.
Another used compost he created from crop residue. Another used carefully measured fertilizer applications based on soil tests. The results surprised even him.
Yields improved, soil health strengthened, costs decreased.
He reinvested every extra profit into learning and improving.
He purchased better tools. He attended national agricultural fairs. He studied global farming techniques. Soon, his farm began to look different. Healthier crops,
cleaner rows, stronger harvests.
But the greatest change was invisible. Daniel had developed discipline. He woke before dawn.
He planned weekly goals.
He tracked rainfall and crop growth in journals.
He evaluated what worked and what failed. Every success he credited to God.
Every failure he treated as a lesson.
He did not just farm land, he cultivated wisdom.
Chapter 3. Water in the Wilderness.
Then came the year the sky refused to rain. Clouds formed but drifted away. Wells dried.
Rivers shrank. Panic spread across the region. Crops withered in the fields of many farmers.
Livestock weakened. Families feared ruin.
But Daniel had prepared for this. Years earlier, after studying water management, he had installed drip irrigation systems across his farm. He built water storage tanks during seasons of plenty.
He dug a reservoir and lined it carefully. He planted windbreak trees to reduce evaporation.
When others relied solely on rainfall, Daniel relied on preparation. The drip lines released measured drops directly to plant roots, minimizing waste.
His crops remained green while neighboring fields turned brown. People gathered at his fence, stunned.
"How are your crops alive?"
Daniel answered humbly. "Preparation and God's wisdom." He shared water-saving techniques freely. He showed others how to build simple irrigation channels. He taught what he had learned.
The drought worsened, but Daniel's farm stood firm. For the first time, buyers from distant cities took notice. Chapter 4. Standing alone. The drought stretched into months. Markets faced shortages.
Food prices rose sharply. Daniel's harvest was the only large-scale yield in the region. Distributors came with urgent offers.
Export companies contacted him.
Government officials visited his fields.
He negotiated wisely.
He ensured fair pricing not just for himself, but for his community. He hired struggling farmers and paid them well.
He expanded operations but refused to exploit desperation.
His profits multiplied. But Daniel remained grounded. Every evening, he walked through his fields, touching the soil, thanking God.
He remembered the early mornings of doubt,
the laughter of critics,
the long nights of study.
He did not see himself as lucky. He saw himself as prepared.
The drought eventually ended, but Daniel's reputation did not fade. He began investing in agricultural research facilities.
He funded scholarships for young farmers.
He built training centers to teach modern irrigation, soil management, and sustainable farming. He believed wealth was a responsibility, not a trophy. Chapter 5. Innovation and Expansion. Daniel's curiosity never stopped. He began studying technology precision farming. satellite soil mapping, climate forecasting. He partnered with engineers to develop low-cost irrigation systems affordable to small-scale farmers. He introduced greenhouse farming for year-round production. He diversified into food processing, reducing waste and increasing value. What began as one farm became a network of farms. What began as survival became innovation. Investors approached him.
Banks offered expansion capital.
International markets opened.
Daniel structured his businesses carefully.
He studied economics and supply chains as intensely as he once studied soil nutrients.
His company grew across regions, then across borders.
And yet, each major decision began the same way: prayer,
research, action. Years passed. The farmer from Kuvora became a global agricultural leader.
His net worth crossed millions, then hundreds of millions.
Eventually, it crossed $1 billion, but he never stopped calling himself a farmer.
Chapter 6: The Billionaire Steward.
The day Daniel's company valuation officially reached $1 billion, reporters flooded his estate.
"How did you do it?" they asked.
He smiled. "I listened when God called me to steward the land, and I worked as if the harvest depended on me." He explained that faith without effort is empty, and effort without wisdom is blind.
His success was not magic. It was discipline, research, resilience, and grace.
He invested heavily in drought-resistant research. He created foundations to combat hunger. He built reservoirs in vulnerable communities.
When another drought came years later, thousands of farmers survived because of the systems Daniel had pioneered.
He walked again through his original small field to the very soil where he once knelt as a boy.
He realized something profound. The greatest harvest was not money.
It was impact. Daniel had not become a billionaire by chance. He became one because he put God's grace to work.
He prepared when others delayed. He studied when others assumed.
He served when others hoarded. And in doing so, he proved that faith, diligence, and wisdom when combined can turn even dry ground into abundance.
The land still bore fruit.
And so did his life.